Okay, when you create a form, remember you're collecting data. So when you start with the questions, the more divided, the more specific you can have your questions, the better you're going to be able to deal with the data afterwards. So if I'm asking for a parent sign in, at this first screen, I may say parent first name and then short answer. Well, what I'll leave it, it can be a paragraph. That's going to be easy. Short answers up to like I think 200 characters. Paragraph would be a paragraph, and we will go through all of these different ones that we can use. But right now we're going to use short answer. And notice here that the required button, if you want someone to be sure they answer everything and require them. So in a sign-in, I'm going to require most everything. That keeps them from skipping something. So people that have never really used online forms, it really helps if you make them required. Notice here we have the duplicate. So I'm going to have several short answers. So I'm just going to duplicate that. It's going to leave parent first name, but then I will change that to parent last name. And what we may want to do here, instead of parent, we could say parent slash guardian, first name. And then I will just copy that over. And we'll use this on both. I really started using online forms and when I was teaching because it was so nice to be able to, your parents are signing in anyway and on a piece of paper and you had to do something with that paper. So usually after open house, you basically just put that paper, turned it into the principal, put it in a drawer. You never really used it. This was data you could keep. So other things you might need here is child's name. And again, you could make this specific and you could do child's last name, first name, whatever, because you're going to be able to sort from this when you get it. Again, notice if there's a red asterisk here, it's because they are required. And then you might say phone number. As we go through, we're probably going to want more and more email addresses and be able to communicate through that. So I would require a parent email. And you notice because I'm duplicating these, I don't have to change that required. It's staying with it all the time. Another information that you might want to hear is just maybe a note or just turn that into a paragraph. And as parents fill this out, let them write anything that you want. Okay. The other thing when you're doing this, as they fill it out, whether it's on a Chromebook, on a laptop, on an iPad or anything, you're just telling them that basically they're filling out this information and you're the only one that's going to see the data. Then that way they feel more comfortable than writing it on a sheet of paper or, on this notes, you could change it to anything I might need to know. And then basically you've given them a lot of room to type and then they can finish that. Now remember, we can make these live and fill them out and all the different things I've just said, or you can also email this to someone to gather information about your kids. You could email this and then the data would simply come straight back to you. All right, so we have we have a quick little form here. Over here is another way to add a question. I just simply duplicated it, went through. This right here is to add a title and a description. That's another way to come in and put in a different title. We already have a title here, but you can add more than one title. If you don't want those, you will delete those. A thing that we will use throughout is adding an image. So when we start making a quiz from these or I do some surveys with a lot of text in them, and so what I do is I turn those texts into pictures, and then I insert those pictures, and it makes it look really neat. And I'll share one of those with you. It's a career and technology survey that I do. You can also add any type of video to your form. So when you're thinking about using the form as a quiz, you could have a little video from YouTube or a video from your textbook, and then ask kids questions about the video. So they would actually watch the video and answer the question here. And then the last one is we can get into sections. So your basic first little form. More to come.